Welcome to Shor Machshov on the Daf. Your sponsor, Lui Nishma Sam Yaakov Shalom Le'am Pasitzchok. We're holding on Metzia Daf Peches. The Gemara in the end of Mudalev says, "Yiprima chorvu chanuyois shel Beis Hino." Why the stores of Beis Hino, this location, was destroyed, Gimel Shonim, 3 years before Churban Yerushalayim. What happened? Why was it destroyed earlier? Says the Gemara, "B'shemidu divrayim al divrei Torah." They were going with divrei Torah. They paskin halacha based on divrei Torah. And the Gemara goes on to explain that based on the Torah, there's no chiyuv meiser for a seller or for a buyer. Rabbanon are the ones that required hafrashas meiser even for a seller and a buyer. So the chanus Beis Hino, they went with divrei Torah. So two fascinating ha'aros that belong to this sugya. Number one is, so before she point out, they ask, what's shot that chanus Beis Hino, they went with divrei Torah and they didn't follow Chazal's instructions? Are we talking here about tzdukim? Are we talking about somebody who's not following Chazal? That's not the mashmos of the Gemara. So what does it mean immediately divrei Torah? So we spoke about in the past, there is the Taz, which is called Hataz HaYadua, the famous Taz. The Taz is brought down in a few places, in Choshemishput Siman Beis, in Yerideo Siman Kuf Yud Zayin, in other places. The Taz says that Yesod, many of G'doylei HaPoiskim, G'doylei HaMeforshim discuss, and that is the idea, the concept that whatever the Torah allowed Meferish, if the Torah clearly allowed something, Chachamim cannot come and say it's Asr. Even though there's reasons for it, even though Chazal do have the ability to Oyser things which are mutter in the Torah. But if the Torah said Meferish that something is mutter, Chachamim will not go against it. That's the Taziyah Torah. And there's many examples to this throughout Shas. The Rabbi Yitzchak Isaac Chaver, in his Sefer, Tshuva Sefer, called Binyan Olam, he goes on to speak about this Taz, and he explains, based on many rayos, that all that the Taz said is only when it's meferish in the Torah, meaning that when you open the Torah, you see clearly the words that the Torah says something, Chazal cannot go against it. Says the Rabbi Yitzchak Isaac, why? It's not that Chazal will not go and prohibit something the Torah allows. But the problem is because of chuch v'itlu. Chuch v'itlu means it looks funny. It doesn't look right. You have the Torah says something. The Torah says davar zeh mutar, and then Chazal will come and say it's aser. The Chazal will go against the meferish Torah. But if it's not meferish in the Torah, it's only a mashmos. It's only a drasha. It's only a limud that comes from the pasuk. So then Chachamim will oyser it. That's how the Rabbi Yitzchak says in the Binyan Olam. So the Sefer, Divrei Yosef, the Tshuva Sefer of Yosef Irgas. Yosef Irgas is more known for the fact that he wrote a big mimer about Kabbalah, what Kabbalah is all about. But he has a Tshuva Sefer called Divrei Yosef. And there in Siman Mem Ches, he brings a raya from our Gemara. He says, what was the discussion? What happened over here with the Chanus Shel Beis Hino? What changed? So Chanus Shel Beis Hino held that Chachamim cannot go against Meferish Torah. Here we're learning from a pasuk that a moicher and a lekeach, a seller and a buyer, are p'tur min ha'maiser. So if that's the case, the Chachamim cannot answer it. They can't say you're chayav and maiser. So therefore, imidu divrei al divrei Torah. But the Emesis says the divrei Yosef like Yitzchak Isaac Chaver, that all Chachamim can do is go against the meferish Torah. Here it doesn't say clearly in the Torah that a moicher and lekeach are p'tur min ha'maiser. It's a drasha min ha'pasuk. That Chachamim could answer. And according to the Avon of Yitzchak Isaac Chaver, the only problem is a chuch v'itlulah. It looks funny to go against the meferish Torah. So therefore, that's why Chorvu, that's where they got destroyed 3 years before Churban Abayis, because it was a misunderstanding on their behalf that they thought that Taz Yesod goes to an extent that even a drush of a pasuk Chacham cannot go against. But that is not correct, and they should have listened to Chazal. That is Ha'ara number one. Ha'ara number two is the Maharal over here. And the Maharal goes to the concept of imidu divrei al divrei Torah. L'chura says that the Maharal imidu divrei al divrei Torah is davar nifla moed. Gavaldik, people want to follow the Torah. What is it so bad that imidu divrei al divrei Torah? Without going into the sugya beduchta, our sugya of what we're talking about. Says the Maharal, there's a problem be'etzem himidu divrei on divrei Torah. Why? Because the Torah is b'midas adin. Torah is given mipia gevura shamanu. Gevura is midas adin. The Torah, the way the Torah appears, what the Torah tells us to do, that's the strict law of the Torah. That is the deraisa of the Torah goes al pi midas adin. But when the Torah comes to the world, the Torah needs to be accepted and be used and be implemented with human beings. And human beings cannot stand with midas adin. Maharal brings the Rashi in the beginning of Chumash that we mentioned so many times in the Shiurim. Rashi says, Hakadosh Baruch Hu originally wanted to create the world with midas adin. But the world cannot survive, cannot be mistayeg, cannot act in midas adin. If you act only midas adin, the world gets destroyed. So therefore, you need to have rachamim, you have to have rachmanos with it too. This is what I heard from my Rebbe, Moshe Shapiro Zatzal, to the Torah, and sometimes we call the Torah gevura. Anoichi v'lo yelecha mipi ha'gevura shamanu. But on the other hand, in the Gemara, we call the Torah rachmana. Rachmana amartiku. Rachmana means loshan rachamim. So is the gevura is a rachamim? Well, it depends. When it comes mishamayim, the Torah shebichtav is mipi ha'gevura shamanu. But once it's accepted here in the world, once we have it, once it comes into the Gemara, into Torah Sheba'al Peh, then it becomes Rachamim. So if you follow Divrei Torah to the T, that is wrong. That's not the way to have Torah. Torah needs to be adjusted to fit human beings. And that's what Torah Sheba'al Peh is all about. That's what the takanos of Chazal are all about. To adjust the Torah to fit Bnei Adam, to fit the Midas HaRachamim. So that's the problem, says the Maharal, the Chanush of Beis Hino, that they went with Divrei Torah, they strictly went with the Midas Adin of Torah to not involve the way it's supposed to fit human beings, and that's why they destroyed 3 years before the Churban. Anyone who wants to join the Shor Machshava email list, please email shormachshava@gmail.com.